With the polling lead Sharron Engel once had over Harry Reid now gone, the Engel campaign feels forced to make their candidate available to the media, as long as the media doesn't ask questions. In our #1 story, yesterday, Sharron Engel held a press conference which included no conferring with the press, and it ended with yet another chase scene in the parking lot. There it is on the Sharron Engel for Senate website in black and white, a July 21 press conference in Reno with U.S. Senate candidate Sharron Engel. She was on hand to pledge her support for repealing the estate tax. Engel delivered some remarks, then signed the novelty-sized pledge letter, and at the end of the program, it was announced that Engel had a busy schedule, and that was the candidate's cue to head for the exit. Unfortunately for Engel, the local news media was right behind her.
Sharron, will you answer some questions really quickly?
Yes, I'll go. I'm sorry.
So you don't have anything to say about Dean Heller's comments from last night? Sharron, you don't have any...
We're running behind. I'm sorry.
The reporter was referencing comments made Tuesday by Nevada Republican Congressman Dean Heller in which he was critical of Engel's stance that unemployment benefits spoil the citizens of Nevada. The last time an Engel chase happened was in June when Engel didn't feel like defending her suggestion that citizens take up arms against the government.
What do you mean when you mean Second Amendment remedies?
So, thank you.
Second Amendment remedies, anything? Why won't you answer what Second Amendment remedies means? Nothing at all. It's a simple question.
It is a simple question. Alex Wagner is the White House correspondent for Politics Daily. Alex, what is she paying? Why is she actually paying campaign consultants and handlers who walk her into these situations thinking it will be perfectly okay to be seen on videotape running out of these situations?
Yeah, I mean, I think Sharron Engel is kind of quickly becoming the Mario Andretti of politicians. If you don't have a car that goes from 0 to like 35 in under 10 seconds, you're not going to get a question in. You know, I think it's a flawed tactic, and I think fundamentally the optics of running away from video cameras and reporters is not going to serve Sharron Engel well in the long run. Look, this is a candidate who has proposed some very extreme measures. We're talking about dismantling dismantling Social Security, Medicaid, getting rid of the Department of Education, shutting down the EPA, getting rid of unemployment benefits, and I think rightfully so, a lot of Nevada voters want some answers to this stuff.
Now, the campaign has realized that these slumping poll numbers of hers mean that she's got to get her word out to the people. That is normally done through television cameras at events like this that show up on the local news. It's a good strategy, but what makes them think that they can just continue to run away from this? What do they think? What is the campaign meeting like where they say, okay, we'll go to have a press conference, we won't take any questions, we'll run away, that'll be great for us?
Well, I think, you know, this is part of the broader Tea Party tactic of relying mostly on social networking and very controlled messaging to speak to one's constituents. I think that is only going to work up until a certain point. I mean, at the end of the day, Sharron Engel is going to have to interface with the local media, and I think you don't want to alienate the local media in the run-up to an election. Having enemies in your backyard is not going to serve you well with your voting public.
So are they looking at a Palin model and saying, hey, Sarah Palin never took questions from reporters, and she's a big star. Don't they notice that, oh, yeah, and she lost?
Well, but I mean, I think they're looking at how lucrative Sarah Palin's PAC has been in terms of raising money, and look, Sharron Engel's raised $2.1 million. I mean, and I would say there is certain grassroots support for her. So I think this is going to work, but only until a certain point, and then she's going to have to do something about it. And I think, again, the strategy of just run away when they come at you is not really a long-term plan of action.
Now, Mitch McConnell, Republican leader of the Senate, who is desperately concerned with electing Republican senators, said today that he will not go to Nevada and campaign against the majority leader of the Senate, as was done against Tom Daschle. Bill Frist went to South Dakota when he was a Republican leader, campaigned against the Democratic leader, and won won that seat away from the Democrats in South Dakota. It sounds like official Washington Republicans are giving up on Nevada.
Well, you know, I think it's really interesting. If you look at, on Wednesday, Michelle Bachmann, who for all intents and purposes is the sort of face of the Tea Party, called to order the first Tea Party caucus on Capitol Hill. And that was ostensibly to sort of bring the Tea Party into the fold of the GOP or vice versa. And Bachmann's office was in charge of releasing the list of GOP congresspeople who were part of the Tea Party movement. And it was very telling to me that throughout the day, that list kept shifting. I mean, the names kept going and coming and disappearing and reappearing. And I think that's a testament to the Republican Party having a little bit of identity crisis with regards to the Tea Party. I mean, I think the other thing is the Republican Party, as well as the American public, isn't quite sure what the Tea Party platform is. You know, I mean, we only know what the Tea Party is insofar as we know what it's not. It's against big government. It's about taking America back. But in terms of concrete legislation or policy proposals, we just don't have any of those. And I thought the icing on all of that was at the end of Bachmann's Tea Party caucus, the only two pieces of concrete legislation we saw were one proposal to get video Skype in Congress so that Tea Partiers could better liaise with their congresspeople, and another one by Steve King, who was suggesting that legislators should be citing the Constitution when proposing a piece of legislation.
Alex Wagner of Politics Daily, thanks for joining us tonight, and good luck getting a question in with Sharron Angle.
Thanks, Lawrence.